All right, Coach. Questions, comment?
I don't know. It's a bye week. It comes at a good time for us. I think, particularly anytime you win, it makes that 2 week period a little bit easier to stomach. And we met and practiced yesterday. Gave them the day off. We'll practice again Wednesday and Friday, and give them the weekend off for the first time in a long time. These guys get a little time to themselves, and it comes at a good time for us with the final 2 games that we have been on the road against 2 really quality opponents, highly ranked teams, and it gives us a chance to really kind of heal up, catch our breath. And you sit here at 8-2 this time of year with a couple games to play that are meaningful, that are going to dictate a lot for this team and probably for the conference. It gives our guys a lot to play for. So this is a week of getting back healthy, catching your breath, maybe getting a jump on LSU, not maybe, but getting a quick jump on them, and then also a week of recruiting. So, that's really what this week is about, and we can use it. I thought Saturday that we didn't always do everything right. Again, we played pretty well as a team in spurts, and then we played great, or we didn't, or we played poorly. And consistency is something that you really strive to get as a coach. With youth, that's the big struggle. I thought at times we were really good on defense, and I thought at times we were really bad. And the same thing happened on offense. We had more third and extra longs in that football game than we've had all year. Now we converted a bunch of them, which is a positive. But you tack on the fact that either we scored in 3 or 4 plays or we were 3 and out. And really good teams don't act that way. So there's some positive things that, on video that you say, hey, look, guys, here's who we can be all the time if we work at it. Just do your job. One guy doesn't do his job, some real disastrous things can happen. But I thought all in all, it was another really good performance by our special teams unit again. We blocked another punt, blocked a field goal, and we're pretty stout. The kickoff return that we get the personal foul on. All those things helped us win that football game. So across the board, there were some things that were really good, but I thought our special teams unit was exceptional the other night.
Far right, Gabe.
Coach, offensively, is there a game where you can point out with your group and say, this is the game as an example of what a complete game looks like for this offense, and also what might this offense do if it does put together, by your standards, a complete game?
Yeah, I don't know. We've had some complete games. Alabama was a pretty good game. I don't know that we could have played much better than that, for that game. We've played we've scored more points against some people and haven't played as well. And, whether it was turnovers or whether it was things that got us behind the chains, or penalties. But, we've had some games where we've played pretty well offensively this year. We haven't played a perfect game yet, so, very, very seldom does that happen. It's kind of hard to point to one game like that we've played.
Down front, Brent.
Still, I don't think I figured out exactly what happened in those last couple minutes. And
I don't either.
Exactly. And
I know they used 4 timeouts, though. Did you notice that?
No, well, that's what I know, that there was some debate about that in terms of them reviewing. I know it was very confusing. Yes. Next thing you know, y'all are taking a knee. The crowd's going crazy, and they're returning a punt down 10.
Well, I didn't account for 4 timeouts. I'll just put it that way.
So that was.
I haven't, we've moved on. So, the whole, I spent a lot of time yelling at the end, and, the clock kept going up and down, or 1 second coming off of it, which none of it made sense to me either. So, we wouldn't have done it that way based on the time on the clock, based on what the situation was with 2 timeouts left and 1:35 to go.
We'll go to the far right, Christy.
In what area has Johnny improved the most from last year till now?
That question, I get that question every week. So, I think he's improved in all phases. So, it's not just one area. And his knowledge of our offense has helped him. His knowledge of defenses, his mechanics have improved. He's a better quarterback than he was a year ago.
Okay, Kate.
Since it's the bye week, I've been wanting to ask you about the genesis of using the helicopter in recruiting. You mentioned that this is a big week for recruiting. Could you just go into the story of, I guess it's a booster or a friend of the program, and how you guys decide to use that and what kind of advantage it gives you guys?
We actually used it the first week, first evaluation time that we could use it was a year ago. And it's a little controversial. We had the hurricane that had postponed the first game, so Florida became the first game. And that Thursday night, we had a couple guys that were playing, and it just so happened the game was on ESPN too. So we didn't know all that at the time when we started planning that. But the 2 guys that were involved in the game actually signed with us. And we practiced Thursday, and just by sheer need to get to the game, there's really only one way to do it. You can't drive. I don't know if, we're going to North Houston, so you can't get through Houston at 6 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday night. You can't fly, because if you fly into FBO, then you land, or if you fly into Bush, you get the same problem with traffic. But if you land on the baseball field right next to it, then you don't have that issue. And fortunately, we have a booster who's very, very generous, and had offered to use that. And I think it's one of the only types of helicopters of its kind in the state. So, the ability for me to go to practice, or our coaches to go to practice, me and the coaches, and practice till 6 whatever, and there's a game that starts at 7 or 7:30, for us to get to Houston and inside that stadium in less than an hour is unbelievable, or to Dallas in an hour and 40 minutes, or to go to 2 or 3 different games. And some people think, well, it's for show, but it's also for necessity if you're going to complete practice with your own team and be able to see more than one game at certain times on Thursday and Friday nights. So we've taken it to a couple different places, and as I told the booster who's allowing us to do that, it seems to be working, because the helicopter's undefeated as far as signees and commitments. So we're going to keep that going. I know that. You change a lot of things, you update and evaluate your program all the time, but that's one thing that I think we'll just keep doing.
We'll go to the back and then down front. Okay.
Coach, you've always said you're going to put the best players on the field. How important has it been for you to prove that and see the lab hearts and like Miller being in there and things like that, that the guys understand that's really what's going to happen?
I don't think it's as important to prove it as it is that those guys have success. And I think, it's kind of funny. Our guys, we have probably less problems than a lot of places. I talk to other coaches, because we tell guys all the time, I don't have a hidden agenda. All right, I'm here. I get it. If we don't win, they get rid of me. So why would I come here and play mind games with you, or try to make a point with you're going to sit the bench and hurt the whole team. I think when you make decisions as a coach, you make decisions based on what's going to hurt that individual, how to get that individual better, not what's going to hurt the whole football team. And so, when you start making decisions that way, guys understand it. When guys understand that the best people play, whether they've been 5-star recruits, whether they're walk-on guys, whoever we can trust that's going to play hard and give us the best chance to win, guys understand that. And that's not just on Saturday. It's a combination of practice and playing on Saturday, because you'll have some guys that practice really, really good, and they go out there and they turn the lights on and they can't do it. So, you've got to be reasonable with all that, and production matters, and production and practice matters, and as long as you're consistent with that as a coach, I think players understand that. They understand that, hey, I tell guys all the time, you come see me, don't ask why so-and-so is playing, ask me why you're not playing, and I will tell you. And because it doesn't do me any good to have you not playing or standing next to me. My job is to get you on the field and help us win.
Other questions over here, Brian?
Coach, how did your offensive line play now that you got everybody, all the pieces back there?
They're a little rusty, at different positions. Everybody just thinks you're a lineman, you're a lineman. You move from guard to tackle and then back to guard, and haven't played a couple of weeks, and you're playing a SEC opponent who's got big, strong guys. I don't know if you guys noticed, anybody who's down on the field, that's a pretty big team. Okay, so, we got some issues. That's what recruiting is all about. But when you move back inside with bigger people, and it's a different game in there, and then Sed hadn't played in a while, they were a little rusty. But, this week comes as a good week for everybody to heal up, everybody to work back together, and then another week of game preparation, I think we'll be ready to go and be back at full strength against LSU.
Down front, Brent.
Is it pretty crazy what's gone on at Kyle Field just in the past 2 days alone? And also, did you get some of the grass for your new home here?
My wife got some. It was bugging me about it right after the game. Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, we got some grass. I just sent a picture. How about that construction cam? That's unbelievable. I couldn't even get my car out of here Saturday night because they had locked it in over on the other side by Needham Steed, because they were getting ready. They swept the stadium about, 8:30 after media and stuff. And I was probably the last one here, and they were locking up stuff and getting ready. They're starting out there. I was like, what's going on? They're ripping up the field already Saturday night. So I apologize. I was wrong last week when I said they start construction Monday. It started Saturday night about 10 o'clock. And, you look at that cam yesterday, and it looked like about half of the east side bleachers, the bottom bleachers, were down already.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and they're digging up the bottom. So, all that does, it says a lot. It says a lot about, our commitment as a university. It says a lot about our former students in 12th Man and 12th Man Foundation. There's very few people, very few places, I think, in the country that, can honestly say, all right, you play the game, all right, everybody get out of here. We had a great time. Let's build a new one. So it's gonna be awesome, and lowering the field and working on all the things that are gonna go on in just this first phase. I know that the players who are here are excited about it, because so many times you hear about things that are gonna happen, but when you actually can see that and hear that, it generates a lot of excitement in your program currently, and for recruiting, because there's a lot of people that have signs and projects and different posters they show folks, but when you can actually say, hey, this is going on, that's a completely different ballgame.
Down front here, Olin.
Kevin, the Heisman Trophy discussion is really starting to heat up. So my question is, do you think that Johnny's interceptions total should be held against him?
I don't know. I think anytime you talk about any type of award, it's a complete body of work. And so, you've got your pluses and your minuses. When you compare players, people compare stats. They compare all kinds of different things. So I think style of play matters, but like I said, you evaluate people on pluses and minuses. So everybody's got at least 2 more games to play. And then I think after that, everybody will figure it out.
Other questions? If not, going once, twice, sold. Oh, one more, Daryl. You'll wrap us up. How's that? We'll get Coach Schneider.
Coach, this sounds kind of bizarre, but you scored 51 and you left a lot of points out there still. You just kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we've done that for a couple of weeks now. So, we've got to become, it gets back to what I said earlier, Daryl. It's just a lack of consistency. And in this situation, just like we've talked about, you've got guys that were either really good or really bad. And that drives you nuts as a coach. And it's not a complete unit. It's one guy. And getting off the field on 3rd down is one guy. A missed tackle. The difference in the game in the first half and the second half is first half we tackled people. Second half we missed tackles. And, that's the way football is. And so offensively, same deal. We were able to block through and caught, made some good plays. On the 3 and outs, we're just a little bit off. And, we catch a ball and 1 foot out of bounds. We run it and we're that short. And so, you've got to be able to convert those types of situations, and it's never really a complete 11 guy breakdown. If you do, you've got some real issues. All it takes is one guy. And, consistency and performance is the biggest hurdle that we have to clear, and we need to clear that in a hurry because our next 2 opponents are quality opponents that'll make you pay without consistency.
All right, Coach, thanks.
All right, thanks. Thank you. Thank you.